Spartan fans, we're here with head coach Trent Kersten, the head coach of San Jose State Volleyball. Coach, last night, an impressive 3-0 sweep over the San Francisco Dons. How are you feeling about your club this morning?
Yeah, thought it was a great match for us. I thought we did some things well and some things that we need to continue to improve on, and just excited to get back in the gym and clean a few things up today.
How important was it to win the first set of that match last night? It was a 25-14 first set win for you guys. However, before that match, San Jose State had lost 3 straight matches, and the team had also not won a set in 8 previous attempts. How important was it just to win that first set and kind of right the ship, maybe get some confidence back?
Yeah, I think this team has confidence that we are a very good team, and despite having a tough weekend, I think the expectation was to come out and play a high level of volleyball. And if we would have lost that first set, the expectation wouldn't have changed. Like, it's just getting back to playing a higher and higher level volleyball at every opportunity we get, and showing our crowd and taking pride in our home court, and doing some things like that probably mean a little extra. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not a huge momentum guy. If you're in a rut, like, just get back to playing good volleyball. If you're, winning a ton, get back to playing good volleyball the next day. And it's quite simple. Our response should be very similar.
Another storyline from last night was Losi. She entered the match needing only 8 kills to reach 1,000 on her career. She's only the 15th Spartan to do that in history. And she got there last night. She actually had 11 kills, now at 1,003. What are your reflections on her career? I mean, she still has some time left, but what are your reflections on her career, the achievement, and was there a set plan going in by the coaching staff to really try and get her to 1,000 kills last night?
Well, I'll start with the last piece. There's no set plan to make sure she got 1,000 kills. The plan was to play good team volleyball. That was it. Fortunately for us, we have Vi on our roster, and she helps us do that quite often, right? So I'll start by saying 1,000 kills is great, and it's a great accolade, but it doesn't begin to describe the impact that Vi has had on this program, on her voice, on just her family. Her brother played football here. Like, the values that she brings to our team on a day-to-day basis, you just can't put that into a number of how much she has impacted this program in a positive way. And I think you saw that from her interview at the end of the match. All she talked about was the people that she had the opportunity to play with who believed in her. And that's what being a Spartan volleyball player should be about. So I'm really proud of her. Like, it's an accomplishment. But again, I hope I get to coach someone as amazing as Vi again in my career, because that's how highly I think of her on a day-to-day basis.
Now, Losi wasn't the only contributor for the team last night. It was a fairly balanced attack. No one on the roster had a double-double, but you had some impressive stats. And look at the stat sheet right now. Haley Nelson also had 11 kills. Amethyst Harper had 12. They were mainly set up by Mia Schaefer, 33 assists. She still leads the team. And then you had Bufani, who you rotated with Losi last night. She had 11 digs herself. Generally, Sarah Smivog is the one leading that statistical category. She still had 8, but it seemed like the contributions came from everyone. It was a total team effort. What was working so well that allowed that to happen? What was the game plan that kind of set that up?
Yeah, I think it starts with our service game. I think we are an aggressive serving team, and so that causes a lot of pressure for our opponents, and so it helps set up our defense really well if we're aggressive from the service line and can get them out of system, and it makes it a little bit easier on our middle specifically, and makes the game a little slower. So that's the first step. And second step is obviously our block and having good setup and, getting positive touches to give us an opportunity to dig. Or on the reverse side of that is don't touch the balls that we don't need to touch, so our floor defense can dig it. So I thought, we did a pretty good job of that last night. Still got some work to do specifically on our block and getting positive touches and things like that to help give us more opportunities to dig. But again, lots of really good volleyball players on this team, and really excited for Alessia to come in and make an impact. And Sarah's going to be super consistent this year, and we rely on her a lot. And she's been phenomenal. And again, Mia plays a pretty elite zone 1 defense when she's in the back row, and so I think that's one of our strengths is to dig the ball. And so we're gonna do that often. You should expect that from us.
I've been wanting to ask you this question probably since last season. This is the first match that I've covered, the one last night against San Francisco, where I did not see any challenges from you or the coaching staff. The question is fairly simple. Why not use one? I mean, the match in my view was not really all that close. San Jose State dominated for pretty much the entire match. So was that the reasoning? It was never close enough, so you didn't feel it was worthwhile to use a challenge? And also, if you could elaborate on why you've had such success when you do throw up that green challenge card. It seems like most of the time you're right on the money and you kind of have the Midas touch with the challenges.
Well, I don't know about all that. As for challenges last night, I think there wasn't necessarily a play that was close enough to challenge. Maybe the serve at the end. I thought I might have challenged that one looking back on that. It was called out on the USF side. However, I think it's really just a credit to Garrett and Justin Allegri. They've just bumped up our camera quality, and we can reverse a lot of things that we weren't able to reverse. And that actually worked out for San Francisco last night. And the coach was, talking about like, I've used 2 challenges already. And I wanted to say, hey, you're welcome for the good camera angles that got you the point, and that's credit to, like I said, Justin and Garrett for helping us get better for our game day setup. So thanks to those guys.
Next up for San Jose State is UC San Diego. How important is this match for the team going into conference play? This is the last match before you start Mountain West play. And I'm wondering if you fear that this could be a trap game, a letdown match after the emotional high of Losi getting the 1,000 kills, and then it's the last match before conference play. So some of your players, perhaps they're thinking ahead to, okay, conference play is about to start, the season's about to begin, the real season, I guess. Is there any concern about that? Certainly, I would think you're concerned anytime an opponent is facing your club, but any added concern?
Daniel, I'm just trying to have a great practice today. that's what I'm concerned about. If we're worried about conference play and this and that, and we're judging an opponent and saying, oh, maybe they're not, UNLV who we play first or something like that, like we're in trouble already. I just would really like to have a great team practice today and come in and work really hard and get a little bit better at a few different things and get prepped for our match tomorrow against UC San Diego. So that's where our focus is, and that's where our staff's at. That's where our team's at. And I think credit to our team for handling that in a very professional way and not getting ahead of ourselves and just taking it day by day.
All right. Well, head coach Trent Kersten, we wish you the best of luck with practice today, the best of luck in the match tomorrow with UC San Diego. San Jose State takes on UC San Diego, 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. You can watch it on the Mountain West Network if you can't make it in person. Head coach Trent Kersten, thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys. Spartan up.